In one of my previous episodes, I talked about how perception has a lot to do with money and how it changes hands and so forth. And deception is based on perception. And also, so today I'm going to cover the Book of Five Rings, Miyamoto Musashi. And it's really good. I think he talks about also like the observation and perception are two different things. He says the observing eye is stronger, the perceiving eye is weaker. And then the Art of War says observation of the situation is with the eyes, assessment of the opponent is in the mind. And these two things are very similar. I don't know if they borrowed or who wrote first. I don't really know for sure, so I'm not going to lie about that. But this is interesting, and this goes out to all the people on the Art of War and the Book of Five Rings, Kathy and Doug Nash, Reginald Sarpong. He's a beast on there. Really puts up stuff I learned. I can't believe when I read it. I mean, yeah, it's like, wow, try to keep up. And, Doug's real cool. He makes sure he's like, the father of the group in a way. Keeps everybody cool. And he's giving me some advice and stuff too. And he's critical. He won't lie to you, tell you the truth. So big shout out to the Art of War and the Book of Five Rings group. It's a group on Facebook. But anyway, so this whole thing about observation and perception is really critical. Most people believe what they see, so that's perception. That's important, observation actually is what people tend to believe what they see with their eyes, but to assess the situation underneath what's really going on, the undercurrent, like an iceberg, is the biggest part, the most important part, whether or not you're going to see your ship is going to sink, but you don't see that. And so people in life is the same way. The perceiving eye, so observation is based on perception, but the perceiving eye, we don't want to confuse that, is really that your mind, which can assess what's really going on, that tends to be weaker, which is connected to your gut feelings. People call intuition, same thing, that's all connected, and yet we still don't even follow it because the eyes are always feeding us so much information, and we tend to buy into that. And then the conscious mind and decisions and distractions, without that focus of the inner, like we might make the wrong decisions, and then in cool reflection look back like, oh man, I knew, I had a feeling, and blah blah. See, how many times do we all do that? So that's why it's good to understand the difference between the observation and perception. In this case, what we really perceive it to be, not perception like one person's perception of another person, which is really based on observation. So that word can be easily misconstrued.